I've got Sheriff Chad Chronister on the phone. Shall we do
Hey,
it?
Chad, I'm the biggest fan.
All right, hang on a minute. So, what do you think? Shall we?
Bad boys, what you gonna
Should
do?
we use this whenever we have Sheriff Chronister on, Sheriff of Hillsborough County? Should we use this as the intro music? What do you think?
It's only
I
appropriate.
think so. It's perfect.
I think so. Sheriff Chronister, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Nice talking to you as always.
All right, so Sheriff, I saw the story. It was up on your Facebook page with the Sheriff's Office that you saw a car wreck at an intersection happen right in front of you.
Yeah, kind of scary. Well, I got there right afterwards. I'm leaving a graduation. I'm coming down Falkenberg Road, approaching 60, and I saw a pickup truck facing the wrong way with almost the whole front end missing. I'm like, this isn't good. Never saw that there was a separate car that had spun around facing the wrong way in traffic. Got out real quick, checking on injuries, and the gentleman driving the truck and his son, they were okay. And I'm like, well, where's the other people involved in the crash? They're still in the car, and the way the car looked contorted, MJ, for a second, I thought maybe they were trapped in the car. So I ran over, knocked on the window, and I could see they were moving around. They had an older child, maybe 10 years old, and another child maybe 6 years old in the back seat.
Yep.
So I managed, the door's a little hard, but I managed to open up the door. She stepped out, got the kids out. And as you can imagine, they were scared, I think, as they were, I bet you they probably spun around maybe at least twice,
Wow.
as they got struck coming through the intersection. And the little girl, the youngest one, that was, I'd say probably 6 years old, hung on to me so tight. She was so scared. It broke my heart as I'm pulling her out. But here's the part that always gets you a little emotional. Once you know they're okay, I think the older girl, the older of the two children, her arm was a little sore. Apparently, the cell phone went flying and hit her in the arm.
Oh.
But I asked her to move it. She can move it. So I'm like, okay, it's not broken. You'll probably just going to be bruised up. So the little girl looks at me once she wouldn't let go. I mean, she was that terrified. And she looked at me after a few minutes, and she started to get her bearings and started to feel more comfortable. And she goes, I'm going to be a police officer one day. And I said, that's phenomenal, right? So I'm already taken back. Hey, I'm going to be a police officer one day. And then she goes, yep. She goes, and she could be more than 6. Then she looks at me again. She goes, yep, I'm going to be the one to take care of you one day.
Oh, that is so sweet. I'm looking at images. There are a whole bunch of pictures from the crash scene. Hillsborough County Fire and Rescue showing up. You're standing next to the car. The side's all crumpled in. And there's an image of you carrying the 5 or 6 year old girl out of the car, the whole side of the car bashed in. And I'm going to tell you right now, Sheriff, this is better than any of those Culpepper Curlin commercials. All right, with those are all the reenactments, the Lost Dog or whatever. I mean, this is real life right here.
It was, to know you can provide some comfort. Like I said, she was terrified. The older child started to become overwhelmed with emotion. She was really upset. I think because she was older, she was really understanding what was happening. I think she was terrified. But the little girl, like I said, she was just so scared. She latched onto me so tight. I thought I was going to lose my breath at one time as I grabbed her out of the back of the car.
All right.
To get her out of the car.
Sheriff, if you want to talk about
scared.
if you want to talk about being scared, how scared was the guy that caused the accident when you come rolling up on the scene? I mean, it's one thing to...
Well, do we know, have we determined who caused the accident?
Oh, great point. It was actually the mom with the 2 kids ran the red light. And the guy driving the pickup truck, the older gentleman said, I'm so sorry. There's nothing I could do. As I'm coming through, she ran the red light. And she kept saying, I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, as long as everyone's okay, that's why they call it accidents, so we can fix cars. So.
But also, let's also impress upon people that don't run red lights. I mean, really, in this case, they're shaken up. There's some minor injuries, but some red light running, it can easily cause very serious injuries or fatalities.
We see it all the time. It's probably one of our largest leading causes of traffic crashes is people who are impatient and they want it, right? It's not yellow, but they got to get through the red light because there's a delay. There's a delay from the time the light turns red. We even give it, the Florida Department of Transportation even gives them an additional time. It doesn't turn green automatically the opposite way. They give a couple seconds just to make sure to keep everyone safe. So you really have to run the red light to cause an accident.
And I see some egregious, living here in the Tampa Bay area, I think we have some of the most egregious red light running I've ever seen. And Sheriff, before I let you know, before I let you go, you have a busy day ahead. Have you stumbled across other accidents in the past? Yeah, listen, you were a deputy for years. You rose up, obviously to sheriff in the agency. Have you stumbled across or seen any other accidents happen right before your eyes?
Yeah, I have. I've seen a couple bad ones, as you can imagine. Over 31 years, I've seen some atrocious ones. Matter of fact, witnessed one that ended up being a fatality, and it was horrible. Like I said, that one was terrifying, not just for the other drivers, but for me as well.
Well, listen, the sheriff to the rescue, the actual sheriff carrying a little girl out of the car.
All the other deputies show up. Sheriff Chronister's like, yep, I already filled out the report. Yep, it's all done. Tow trucks are on the way.
I'm guessing the report was left to somebody else.
Yeah, I think so.
But Sheriff, did the mother get cited?
Good question. I don't know. Once everyone got there, and of course, once I got on the radio, all the backup units came and helped me direct traffic and helped make the scene safe, and then I'm sure worked the accident, and the fire rescue was right on scene. So once it was secure, I was off to my next meeting. Matter of fact, I will tell you this though. The little girl was so cute. I looked at the mom. I gave her my card, and I said, "Listen, for Gasparilla Children's Parade, the sheriff's office has a float. I would like you to bring the girls on the float and they can throw beads at the other kids." So I said, as we get closer, send me your information and I'll make sure you guys get the invitation. You can come ride with me on the float.
And the float will not run any red lights.
I mean,
zero.
Yeah. Sheriff Chad Chronister, Hillsborough County. Great picture of you taking the kid out of the car. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Right place at the right time. You guys have a great day. Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you, Sheriff.
It's a cute little girl, and you can tell. I mean, this girl is clinging on to the sheriff like, I'm not letting go. As she's carrying the girl out of the car. Listen, again, hey, public service announcement. Don't run red lights. I see some awful ones. I mean, I see red lights that are red for like 2-3 seconds, and I'm like seeing people just blast through them at high speed, which is ridiculous.